Greetings and welcome back, blade fans. This old sword with you once again. We're taking another look today at what I feel is a really fantastic and perhaps underrated knife in our knife world here. This is the Hogue manufactured SIG K320, and three versions now because I happened to pick up this guy recently, and everything's so kind of gray and black here you may not be able to distinguish. In the tanto with a gray handle. Gray handle's kind of cool. It is coming in a lot of varieties. I think most of them have the black blade and come in both tanto and drop point, and come in both auto and able lock, which is a takeoff on the famed Benchmade axis lock. It's a bar lock. Why is it overlooked? I don't know, because it's a great working knife. It's a great tactical knife. It's a great law enforcement utility knife. It's a great defensive backup knife. It's all these things because it's tough, it's light, it's in a very decent steel, and they don't cost a whole lot. They're coming in around $150 or so, which these days for a quality knife is not much, and it's USA manufactured. So lots of wins there. Maybe you don't feel it's the most attractive knife, but I think in a utility sense it's quite attractive. We're going to zoom back out and take a look at one. This is an auto version, so this is going to be labeled the let's see, K320 and you can see that it's made from CPM S30V, very respectable, decent steel used by companies like Benchmade, like forever after their 154 CM became less used. And there's a lot of features to this knife. I'm going to show you the other two in a moment. Again, this is the auto version, so it's going to have a button there instead of the able lock sliding bar lock that you see there. This is a plunge lock, okay? So the lockup's going to be different, first of all. And Hogue does make a lot of plunge lock manual knives that are thumb openers. This one's on a spring. That's what makes it special. It has a lock. A lot of people don't want to use a lock. Well, the advice is don't use the lock because it will not engage by itself. It will engage to keep it locked open, making it a virtual fixed blade. Not quite as tough, certainly, because it's on a pivot. But this is a very usable, serviceable drop point blade profile. Now, there is still the opening hole there that is used on the manual one. They really didn't change the blades on these, and that's going to keep your production costs down. But here's some really interesting and amazing features. First of all, it's one of the few knives that comes with 4 attachment points for the clip. All right? Point up, point down, left side, right side. Very, very ambidextrous. It is steel liners with a very tough phenolic resin handle. You can hear that. They drive cars and trucks over this knife to test it, and they don't give in, and they're fully functional afterwards. It has a very special clip. I haven't seen anything like this on any other knife. By the way, there's the flag on the clip letting you know it is USA made. The clip is special because it's got these scallops on it. It's a deep carry clip, fully deep carry. It does have the flathead screws that stick up just a little bit, but they only stick up because they're riding on top of the clip. And because we've got so many attachment points, they did not, inset the clip. So it's riding on the surface. And that's why you see them stick up just a little. I haven't had any real problem with it in and out of the pocket. The material here, it has a what they call kind of a piranha grip. I believe it's not the actual piranha grip that they mill into their G10 knives, but it's close. It's very, very grippy. So when that is in the pocket, it's in there pretty securely, but when you grab the knife to take it out with the finger, this is catching on your finger. You've got a tremendous grip, and so long as you're not squeezing too hard, which is going to press the clip against your pants pocket or clothing or gear, what have you, it's going to come out pretty easily. Now, all of the holes for the clip have brass inserts. So you're not screwing that clip into plastic, you're screwing it into the brass inset, which makes it doubly secure. Final feature is a true usable finger choil on the blade. That does make your cutting edge a little bit shorter. Still plenty of edge there to work. It's a 3-inch, about a 3 1/8 inch edge, and a blade of 3.5 inches. And these are all going to be the same. 8 inches overall exactly. And blade stock comes in at 3.2 millimeters, pretty decent, and handle thickness 0.57. Now I'm not going to flash any of those stats up on the screen, but there are individual reviews on this knife and on the manual tanto version, with the gray tanto version being an automatic, being kind of a cross between these two with a different color handle. Got a lanyard slot, so should you need a lanyard, there it is. Beautifully contoured, and as I said, not a thick handle really at all. Beautiful contouring there. So yes, I did get 3 versions. Let's show you the other ones. That was the fixed blade. I'm sorry, not fixed blade. What am I thinking of? That was the drop point. This is the tanto. And I'll mention again the choil. You got this little nub there, and some people are going to object because when you're sharpening the blade, you can't run right off there. I don't have a problem kind of beginning there and sharpening this edge, and then I'm going to need to, on the tanto at least, also sharpen the front grind, the front plane, if you will. This is the manual, so that's got the able lock. Now the hole is used for, let's see, haven't been able to spidey flick it. Well, a little bit of hand energy and you can. This isn't the most fidgety knife unless you want to play with the able lock a lot. You can do that, you know. The spring is pretty strong, so I think it's just a little more useful to roll it out like that. Not hard at all. They all ride on washers. Can't really see them here, but they're not bearings, they're washers, and that's pretty indicative of a lot of the axis lock knives from Benchmade as well. I'm not sure of too many axis lock knives that have a bearing system. Again, here you can see all the facets, all the surfaces where you have this aggressive texturing that give you a tremendous secure grip on the knife. Doesn't matter how you're choosing to use it, it's just the right length of handle. So plenty of handle for my hand, my medium large hand. Here we have jimping built into the inner frame. This is kind of a encased frame knife, if you will, a completely hidden inner frame. See if I can show you that. And I'm wondering if they're weight relieving. I don't think they're weight relieving because we've got so much resin type material that is very light. So speaking of that, let's throw one of these on a scale. And we've got just a little over 4 ounces, 4.15 ounces. Probably pretty much the same for all of them. Not sure if the autos are lighter or heavier, but since I posed the question, let's find out. 4.17. We're going to call them the same. I don't think that differential is enough to even talk about. So that's the auto drop point. This is the manual able lock tanto. And here is the plunge lock auto tanto with the gray handle. And as I say, they do make it in desert sand on the handle. They might even make a green by now. They've got these in, I hate to say all colors of the rainbow because they don't have like pink or yellow or red yet. Because they want to keep the seriousness of the knife up, so they're going to be all kind of, you know, military, tactical use based colors. But just a tremendous knife, and I'm hoping I hit all the features of it. Hard to beat it either in manual version or auto version at 100.5. And I'm going to give you the links out to White Mountain Knives. White Mountain Knives also has a auto branch. It's a completely different website, but you can access it from excuse me, from the www.whitemountainknives.com website. You have to be in a state that they'll ship to, etc., etc. They don't take PayPal for a payment because PayPal won't allow it for automatic knives, etc., etc. There's a few restrictions, but I will see if I can include that link as well. Hope you enjoyed this revisiting of a tremendous knife, the K320 series, that is basically based on the P320 pistol series and meant to be a complement to that military pistol by SIG. Don't forget to give the video a like and subscribe. Once again, there's going to be a little icon, my logo, over in the right. Click on that and it'll bring you to the site or location where you can subscribe. That's my subscribe button. Check it out. We'll be back with you soon. Take care.